golden petals in a blinding light. That's what I woke up to that morning. Not my alarm, not my parents, just the light burning my eyes from the top of that hole. Why was I in a hole? My body burned with the pain that can only come from falling however many feet it was from that hole to this bed of golden flowers. Come to think of it, this was more of a deep cave than a hole, and it looked oddly familiar. I forced myself to sit up, looking around. I felt something in my pocket and reached in, pulling out a pen. Where did that come from? I asked myself. And why, of all the questions I should have, is that my first one? I added, looking around this cavern. As I stood, I noticed the headphone cord running from my ears, where the earbuds were draped over, not actually in my ears that allow hearing. Well, this is a strange fever dream. I stumbled my way to the exit, and looked back once more at the bed of flowers that I landed on. It almost looked like someone else had landed there earlier than me. It's funny, I said to myself, walking through the door to another room, where another hole in the cave ceiling shone down to a single spot on the floor, where it looked as if a flower had been plucked from the ground, or went back into it. This place almost looks like... Panic was beginning to rise in my voice as the similarities were beginning to register. I laughed nervously, feeling cold sweat forming on my skin. Yup, definitely a weird dream. I couldn't remember a lot. It was really trying to as I stepped through that room, glancing down into the empty flower hole. No demonic flower to be found. I stepped through yet another door, and as I was stared down by the looming ruins, I gulped. But somewhere, deep down, I felt something strange. Determination? From me? Definitely strange. I've been trying fairly hard to beat down the panic rising in me. So what if I was in some sort of video game? I mean, all questions aside, this was obviously just a dream. No matter how much Undertale breaks the fourth wall, it could never... I found myself staring at a glowing gold star, shifting as it awaited my touch. I slowly reached for it, and as I touched it, a screen popped up. Shadow of the Ruins looms above, filling you with determination. All HP restored. This dream really pays attention to detail, huh? I gulped as I heard the familiar saving sound. Okay, stop panicking. If you are somehow in Undertale, then I'm sure you'll be fine. I mean, the characters are nice. Frisk should be dealing with all of the real problems, and who knows? Maybe I can just sit with good old Goat Mom until we all get to the surface. As I tried to convince myself things were going to be fine, I went through the ruins, memory of the game serving quite well. But I felt my hopes sink as I reached something. A dummy, viciously slashed apart by what it could have been a stick, caught all over the ground. As I got to the next save, I noticed the frog there was gone. Playfully crinkling through the leaves fills you with determination. HP restored. I felt myself picking up the pace as I went through the ruins, remembering the puzzles well. I reached the spider bake sale, but I had no money. And even if I had some, it seemed there were no spiders. Man, the ruins are unusually dusty. I gulped once more as I went on, the 3 froggets of the next room missing. I felt myself break into a sprint, rushing up the steps and into Toriel's home. Hello? I called out. Nobody came. I rushed through the home, into the living room first. A book was set down, reading glasses set on top of it. No. I ran to the kitchen, finding a large pie missing 1 or 2 slices. I'm gonna need this, I told myself, taking hold of the pie. It suddenly disappeared, and a screen appeared before me. It read my name, my LV, 1, of course, and my HP. I looked into the option labeled stats. Weapon, pen. Armor, headphones. Oh, sweet merciful Neptune, everything in this game is going to kill me, I gulped, reading the description of my items. Pen. Mightier than the sword. +2 attack. Headphones. Some music should keep you determined, right? +1 defense, +1 speed. Well, at least some music can apparently make me faster. I won't question that, I muttered, before remembering what I was supposed to be doing. I closed all my items, now full of pie slices, and sprinted down the halls. I ran down the stairs, coming to a long hallway, which I also sprinted down.
You really hate me that much?
My eyes widened, and my speed increased.
Now I see who I was protecting by keeping you here.
I shook my head, my feet pounding against the tile floor.
Not you, but them.
My feet pounded almost as loud as my heart. I ran out into the open, sliding to a stop as I watched a pile of dust fall to the ground, a child slightly shorter than me standing before it, holding a blood-soaked toy knife. "Oh no," slipped out of my mouth. They looked over their shoulder at me, eyes icy cold as they stared directly into my soul.
"Who are you?"
they asked as they turned to face me, and I unconsciously pulled out my pen, pressing the button on the top and bringing out the point. I couldn't find the words, fear clear on my face as they stepped closer to me, and I stepped back.
"You aren't supposed to be here."
Their grip on their knife tightened. My thoughts exactly, I managed to choke out, and as their hair covered their eyes, a small smirk tugged at their lips, a red glow coming from their right eye.
"This is my game, and you have no place in it."
They grit their teeth, stepping closer as I continued to step back. Hey, look, why don't you just calm down? I held my hands out, setting my pen back in my pocket. Look, we can be friends. I'm not gonna help you, but My eyes narrowed as they continued to move forward. Who am I kidding? I know this is only feeding your sick gore fetish. I reached for my pen, turning on my music through my headphones as I did so. So, you might be stronger than me. You might be better at dodging than me. But flight isn't really an option here. And judging from that dust you're coated in, you won't let me by. So I guess I got no other choice. I stood as ready as I could stand, holding the pen as if it was a knife, ignoring the violent thudding of the heart in my chest. They laughed lightly as they got closer and closer, the left side of their chest glowing red in a heart shape. So if you're gonna kill me... I grit my teeth, adrenaline pumping through my veins as I shot off the ground towards them. I'm at least gonna bloody your nose! I slashed at them once, and they moved easily to the side, stabbing directly into my chest with that knife. My eyes widened, blood spewing from my mouth as I fell forward, holding my chest wound. I sat on my knees, tears rising to my eyes from the pain. Jesus. How much force do you have to put behind that thing? I looked up at them as they stood over me, my blood added to that on their toy knife. Thing's made of plastic, for God's sake. My vision faded in and out as a grin crept over their face. Man, this hurts a lot more than everybody makes it seem. I looked to the floor. Well, don't worry about me. I'm just gonna lay here, catch my breath, go into shock. I waved a hand dismissively. They gave a small laugh.
"You're mildly amusing. Maybe I should have kept you around longer."
Their grin was from ear to ear, right eye glowing red. Hey, I said after a moment of silence.
Hmm?
They arched a brow at me. What are you even doing here? I looked back up at them as they crossed their arms. Don't you know where kids like you are supposed to be on days like these? Their grin faltered, and mine widened as I spoke. I know someone's told you before. I fell to my hands and knees, coughing blood on the floor as they glared at me. I fell face first onto the tile, my vision fading as my eyes closed. I gasped as I shot up, laying in front of Toriel's home. What? I looked at my chest, seeing that the gaping wound in it was missing. Okay, so we've established that this isn't a dream. I put a hand over my chest, gulping as I leaned against the tree in front of Toriel's house. I kind of want to panic, but I kept my hand clenched on the chest of my shirt as I stepped into the home once again. feel a strange determination. I went back through the home, once again picking up those 8 slices of pie. I stood at the top of those steps for a while. An hour or 2 at least. I knew if I went down there again, they'd kill me again. They were probably wondering why they're back here. If I had to guess, they're not too happy about it. My music played through my headphones as I kept my pen tight in my grip, waiting for them to come up the steps to find me. After another 10 minutes, I sighed, taking a deep breath and going down the stairs. The halls were deathly silent as my feet patted down them, echoing through them. I moved slowly towards the end of the hall, knowing what I was going to find. My hands clenched into fists as I came up to the pile of dust laying before a large door, blood splattered on the floor. I'm so sorry. I closed my eyes as I shook my head. I took a deep breath and stepped over the dust. I stopped for a moment, not looking over my shoulder at them as I prepared to go through the blood-coated door. That sick bastard. I looked up at the door and my eyes widened. Written in a kind monster's blood, a message had been left for me.
Don't get in my way.
I gulped, my hand shaking as I reached out for the door. I pushed it open into Snowdin's cold, zipping up my jacket as the door closed behind me from the wind. Okay, maybe if I can find Sans. Maybe if I tell him. My eyes widened as a thought crossed my mind. Hey, kid's next boss fight. And just like that, I was in a sprint. If that little freak thinks I'm just gonna stand by and let them kill Papyrus, they've got another thing coming. I passed ignored puzzles, and though there was some dust on the ground, I was sure that I still heard screaming throughout the area, so they clearly hadn't finished up yet. I avoided the fighting as best I could, knowing all of the other monsters must be busy there. As soon as I reached the entrance to Snowdin, and I gasped for breath, stumbling lightly. Oh, okay. I made it here first. Now I just need to... I stopped dead in my tracks. Howdy! And here I hope flowers will wilt in the cold. You shouldn't be here, you know, Flowey told me, glaring at me, though I managed to smile. There's only supposed to be 7. You shouldn't exist. Flowey told me angrily, face shifting shape to match that rage. Technically, there's supposed to be 8, but I bet you already knew that, Flower. I took hold of my pen once again, one hand over the start button on my music. Flowey's facial expression became even more enraged. Oh, you think you're so funny, don't ya? He grinned, bouncing around happily in the ground. You're nothing but an idiot. He shifted to that angry face of his once more. Well, I'm clearly smarter than you. What, you honestly believe the kid's not going to toss you aside when he gets the chance? I arched a brow at them. Who do you think you are? Flowey demanded to know, tilting his head to the side. Someone who can help you, I said seriously, crossing my arms. Help me? And why would I need help from an idiot like you? Furthermore, why would someone like you want to save someone like me? Flowey questioned, and I shook my head. Oh, please, saving you would be way too much effort. I just want to help you for some help in return. My eyes narrowed. Heh. Yeah, that seems about right. Someone like you, someone as stupid as you would try to find a way around the rule of this world. Flowey shook his head. You coward. You don't want to be killed, but you don't want to kill. How stupid can you get? Flowey laughed, throwing his head back dramatically in his mocking laughter. Heh, me, a coward? I arched about Flowey, smirking lightly. You've got to remember something. What are you? Please don't kill me. Put on my best Flowey impression as I spoke, and Flowey looked somewhat confused. What are you talking about? Flowey tensed slightly. I've changed my mind about all this. This isn't a good idea anymore. You should go back. This place is fine the way it is. Flowey's eyes narrowed. What? Wait, is that supposed to sound like me? His eyes shifted to the side as he spoke. Stop making that creepy face! This isn't funny! You got a sick sense of humor! Flowey flinched slightly at the rise of my voice before a grin crept across his face. Fine. You want me to kill you? Flowey grit his teeth lightly, grinning. Heh. Idiot. In an instant, I was standing in a white box, a glowing red heart on my shirt, right over my chest. Die! Flowey demanded, golden petals shooting at me. I moved to the side, one shooting by my ear. There weren't that many, so they were generally easy to dodge. Is that the best I could do, Flower? I said, ducking under another petal. The box around me disappeared, and I shot forward, pulling back my pen and stabbing at Flowey, who ducked into the ground, popping up behind me as that box appeared around me once again. More petals came this time, moving faster and in straight lines. I jumped to the right, then back to the left. I jumped back, another line coming at me from the side. "You're fast," Flowey said, eyes narrowing before he grinned. "For an idiot!" I shot forward again as the box disappeared, swinging rapidly at him as he disappeared and reappeared from different holes. How does my intelligence affect my speed? I questioned as it swung. Because... Shut up! Two vines shot at me, and I dodged between them. Several petals came flying at me, and I threw up my arms in defense, feeling my arms be sliced open. Die, 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 die! Flowey roared, shooting more petals. But soon enough the box faded, and I shot off faster than ever before, holding my pen tight as Flowey's eyes widened. A resounding thud ran through the forest. Flowey's face was pushed aside, a bruise forming on it as I pulled back my fist, pinning him to the ground with my other hand. What? Did you just punch me? He snarled up at me. Yup. I clicked out the point of my pen, holding it over Flowey's face. Now I'm gonna draw on you. I grinned sadistically. What? No! Get off of me! I hope you can watch drawings of penises off your face when you don't have arms. No! The snow crunched under shoes covered in dust, and a human in a striped shirt came into Snowdin's entrance, a dust-coated glove over their hand. As they got to the entrance, they stopped, seeing a yellow figure wiping their face in the snow. Stupid kid with a stupid pen, stupid sense of humor, stupid face. Flowey muttered, the drawings on his face, the sensors blurring them, refusing to come off. The child stared down at him, waiting for Flowey to notice them. When I get my hands on that kid, I'm gonna... Oh! Howdy! Flowey grinned up at them. How goes your mission? The child grinned lightly. Flowey remembered his face. The frickin' brat. It's not important. Look, I have some bad news for you, friend. Something's different. There's another human, and something tells me he's gonna be trouble. Flowey looked to the side, clearly irritated.
Something tells me I'm going to enjoy this change.
The child couldn't help but laugh at seeing Flowey like this. Flowey clearly wasn't happy with them for it. Yeah, well, I'll just be here, trying to get this ink off my face, Flowey called after them, but they didn't care.
I don't know who they are. I don't know what they are going to do. But if they can save and load saves, then they're going to be a serious problem.
They grit their teeth.
How is this possible?
I sat outside of the Snowdin, eating a piece of butterscotch pie as they cut my arms, and somehow my clothes healed. Well, the flower certainly slowed me down, but I think I can start changing things here, and maybe I can stop that freak. I set down the plate, pie now gone, and looked at it, sighing. I let all those monsters die. No, there's nothing I could do. Shook my head. I mean, if I fight them now, then even if I kill them, they'll just load their save. If we fight, it'll be a never-ending battle. I stared at that plate, pie crumbs still on it. I'm sorry, I muttered, before hearing footsteps and looking up immediately.
Hello?
The tall skeleton said, and a smile came to my face immediately.
You look sad,
He looked to the side.
but fear not.
He immediately looked back, taking up some sort of heroic stance.
I, the great Papyrus, will dry your tears.
He proclaimed. I found myself laughing, shaking my head. I like seeing a familiar face after some horrible incident. It's so relieving.
Ah, I see I have already succeeded. This is no surprise, for all tasks requires little to no effort from the great Papyrus.
Gestured to himself, grinning victoriously. Yeah, I would expect that from someone as great as you. I stood, smiling.
Really? You think I mean, yes. Yes, of course.
Papyrus nodded in agreement.
It's only natural for someone like you to notice.
I don't know, bro.
A deeper voice said, and my eyes widened as a shorter skeleton wearing a blue sweatshirt walked into view.
I think you try a ton.
Sans, don't you dare!
A skeleton?
Ah, Sans! Why do you insist upon plaguing my life with your horrid jokes?
Papyrus questioned, stomping down one foot. I smiled lightly as I watched them interact before my expression grew more serious. As I was about to speak, however, Sans looked directly at me.
So, you're a human, right? Wow, 2 in one day. What are the odds?
Sans shrugged with that everlasting grin on his face.
Yes, you seem much nicer than that other human. They seem to be in quite the bad mood.
Papyrus glanced aside, frowning for a moment.
Yeah.
Sans' grin shrunk slightly, and he glanced to the side.
Papyrus, you might wanna... I'll tell you later.
No, you have to tell them now! I burst out, stepping forward. Both of them looked to me in surprise.
What's the problem, kid?
Sans arched a brow at me. The other human, they're bad. Papyrus, you have to stay away from them. Everyone has to, I said, and Papyrus arched a brow at me.
Human, I don't believe you are right.
Papyrus said, growing as serious as someone like him could. What? I feel myself shrink slightly.
Why, I don't think there are bad people.
Papyrus smiled.
I think everyone can be a good person if they just try. There's no such thing as evil. There's just misunderstandings.
Papyrus grinned wide, and though I wanted to be saddened by this, I still felt a small smile appearing on my face.
And I will show the humans that I believe in them. I'm sure they're just scared. What's with everyone trying to kill them? I'll show them friendship, and I'm sure they'll lay down their weapons and embrace me.
Papyrus took up that heroic stance of his once more, and I shook my head.
Listen, kid, it means a lot to me that you care this much. It really shows I can trust you. And while I share some of your concerns, who could possibly lay a finger on Papyrus?
Sans shrugged. Look, I sighed, defeated. They'll be coming through here soon. Just don't try anything alone, okay? I looked at Papyrus, who nodded, as if he understood. Good. I sighed, shoulders falling. I'll see you guys around. I turned around, looking to go in the shop, hoping I could find something there.
Hey kid, wait up.
Sans stepped forward.
I'm not just gonna let you go on by.
He said, and I gulped, a certain theme playing in my head for just a moment.
Let's go to Grillby's. I've got some questions for you.
Sans gestured for me to follow him.
I'll see you back at home, alright, Papyrus?
Yes, of course, Sans.
I looked around Grillby's as we entered it. No one was inside. Grillby wasn't even behind the counter. Where is everybody? I said as I glanced around.
Well, I've actually got Grillby evacuating the city right now.
Sans said, and I glanced over at him. Grillby?
Yeah, he's actually pretty tough for a fire elemental.
Sans grinned.
Fights with him get pretty heated.
Sans and I sat down at the counter as I shook my head at his pun.
He doesn't really say much, but most people are willing to listen to him. But as for the dogs, well, they were at their posts in the forest.
I noticed Sans' pupils had disappeared.
I haven't seen him around for a while.
I looked down at the counter before me.
But you probably already knew about that, huh?
Sans grabbed a bottle of ketchup from the counter. Yeah. He stared at my hands on the counter.
So, I don't really like beating around the bush, kiddo. You know a lot about this place, and you show a surprising care about us. It was like you knew Papyrus and I, though with that other kid I get this sense of deja vu. With you...
He took a drink from his bottle of ketchup.
Well, I'd remember an expression like that. And trust me, I've never seen it on that other kid. At least not for a while.
Sans glanced over at me.
So I guess my question is, what are you doing here, kid?
His grin shrunk about as much as I guess it could. I really don't know. I just kind of woke up at the bottom of the maroons this morning. I don't remember climbing that mountain. I don't remember falling down that hole. When I think about it, I just remember this strange dream I had. There was this figure shrouded in black, and all these other gray people stood behind him. It was strange.
That is strange.
Sans stared at his ketchup bottle.
So I'm guessing you came a little after the other guy?
He arched around me, and I nodded. I went through the ruins, and it was coated in dust. I came to that big door, and there was a pile of dust there, too. Sans' pupils disappeared once again as I said that last part.
Yeah, that figures.
Sans looked to the side. Sans, you know what's gonna happen if you let the kid go. If you fight him now, he'll never be able to—
Kid, I've been here a lot longer than you.
Sans interrupted.
And I've looked into what happens when I try to stop him now.
Sans' pupils had disappeared yet again.
Eventually he'll get past me. He never stops coming back. And after that, when Papyrus is left instead of me, well...
Sans winked one eye shut.
What kind of brother would I be if I let him go through all that?
Is it really this hopeless? I asked after a moment of silence.
In my experience...
Sans shrugged. Well, I've gotta do something! I stood, stepping towards the door.
Hold up, kid.
Sans spun on his stool to face me. I stopped, looking over my shoulder at him.
I promised that lady I'd protect the humans that came through that door, so if you try to fight that kid and if he tries to fight you, I'll have to step in.
He told me, stepping off his stool.
Now just calm down and hope that Papyrus can manage to stop the kid. I mean, with you here, a few things are bound to change. And you made Papyrus promise not to go after him alone, right?
Sans shrugged.
Let's go back to the house. Then you, Paps, and I can go talk to the kid.
Sans said, and I nodded. Yeah, I'll see you there. I've got something to do first. I stepped through the door, hearing Sans teleport away from the inside of Grilby's. Threw up my hood once again as I moved to the shop, opening the door and seeing the shopkeeper was gone. I sat on a leaf, opening up the cash register and taking all the gold out from it. What? It's not like the other kid wasn't gonna take it if I didn't. I looked to the wall, seeing the other tough glove and the manly bandana hung up there. I grabbed them, placing the glove over my left hand and wrapping the bandana around my left bicep. I then picked up a few cinnamon bunnies, placing them in the first dimensional box on my phone. And I got there, I'm not sure. After I'd taken everything the other kid couldn't have it, I moved to the door. My eyes widened as I saw a figure walking towards the door through the glass, and I immediately jumped behind the counter, hiding there. The chime of the bell above the door came as the child entered, looking around.
Huh. Usually this place is stocked with items.
They looked to the open register, and their eyes narrowed, seeing it was empty.
You know what your problem is?
They called into the shop.
You don't listen.
I found myself sweating as they addressed me, though they didn't know where I was.
Oh well, I suppose I don't need any healing items for my upcoming battle.
They grinned, and I felt anger rise in me as I heard the door chime once again, the other human leading. See about that, you sick bastard! I jumped up from behind the counter, bursting out the door and towards Sans and Papyrus' house, seeing Sans standing out front.
Hey,
Sans said, and just behind their house, I could see the other human popping out of the tunnel shortcut and moving towards the usual fight scene with Papyrus.
looks like the other guys got ahead of us. Let's go grab Papyrus and take a...
Sans pushed open the door to their house, stopping mid-sentence as I saw a note posted on the wall, getting a feeling of deja vu.
Shortcut.
Oh no! I said as Sans ran quickly to the wall the note was taped to, pulling it down and looking at it.
Sans, human. I must apologize for breaking my promise. It pains me to do so. But I cannot stand by idly as the other human goes on, hurting. Everyone who tries to fight the human fail. But if violence isn't the answer, perhaps kindness is. That would be truly great puzzle. Maybe even one worthy of the great Papyrus. I'll see you soon with a new friend. Papyrus.
Well,
Sans set the note down, closing his eyes for a moment. He looked up, hearing the sound of his door being thrown open. I was nowhere to be seen, the sound of my feet crunching through the snow growing more and more distant. Sans sighed.
come on, kid. Don't make this harder than it already is.